figured Gil Wright beat Gil last week, for third. Right? That's why I was thinking, can't say move him up. Well, that was the difference right there. And the heavyweight difference, it was like 4-4 in the Hauser. They were both 30, both those guys were like 35 and 7 wrestlers.
Yeah.
And it was like 4-4 Hauser pinned him. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bastard. Hey, what did your guy do?
And a very good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome once again to the Fieldhouse in Madison for WIAA Team State Wrestling here on FoxSportsWisconsin.com. Joe Miller with you for this big-time showdown in Division I. The matchup wrestling fans in the state have been wanting, asking, waiting for all season long, 1 versus 2. Here it is, Wisconsin Rapids, the defending state champ, top-ranked team in the state, and number 2, Wausau West, the winner moving on to tonight's Division I championship match to take on the winner of Hartford Union and Holman. We are set to go with wrestling. We're going to start the dual meet at 145 pounds. And that means our finishing weight today will be 138 pounds. It's Casey Einerson, the senior for Wisconsin Rapids, and Travis Hediga, the sophomore for Wausau West. Both these young men participating a week ago at the individual state tournament. Einerson making a run to the state championship match when he lost a heartbreaking 2-1 decision to Travis Smith of Milwaukee Bradley Tech. Hediga also qualifying as well at 145 pounds. He was placing 4th, losing the 3rd place match to Mitchell Behrens of Heartland Arrowhead. So Einerson bumping up a weight class. Hediga wrestling at his natural weight, and the first points of the match, a 2-point takedown for Einerson. Actually I apologize to the Einersons, had that flip-flop. Keegan at 38, Casey at 52. Of course, Casey coming down a weight class here this week to 145. Casey losing in the finals at 145, or at 152 rather, to Nick Becker of Hartford Union. We'll get all this sorted out. It is still early, folks. Just had my first sip of coffee, so bear with me. Of course, these two teams out of the Wisconsin Valley Conference wrestled earlier this season in a conference dual meet, very competitive dual meet. Rapids coming away with a victory. In that dual meet, Einerson wrestling at 152, his natural weight. He won by pinfall. Hediga was defeated by Ryland Lubeck. Lubeck, most of the Rapids guys have, if you're just joining us or you weren't with us for the quarterfinals last night, Rapids has done a lot of shifting the lineup. They're going shorthanded here this week. 2 starters, Devin Peterson and Ryan Cohn, out of the lineup for various reasons. So Rapids without a state champ and a state finalist. And we will see the depth of Wisconsin Rapids on display here this weekend. Wausau West looked absolutely dominant last night in their quarterfinal win over Franklin. 62-11 was the final in that dual meet. Rapids had a battle with the Heartland Arrowhead. They gave him a go, 35-22. Second period now, Einerson leads 2-0. He goes down. Hediga from the top position, and now Einerson with the escape. Two of the great programs. Einerson in on that shot. Hediga trying the headlock. Boy, he's close to getting it. Nothing yet. And now Einerson gets his head out and the takedown. That Rapids Arrowhead match, by the way, that was a rematch from the state finals a year ago in which Rapids was victorious. So look at Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln, their 17th appearance in this tournament. They have never lost a match in this building, folks. One of the most amazing streaks in any level of sports you'll ever see. 17 state appearances, 16 titles, a perfect 16-0 for state titles. Times that by 3, 48-0 in this building. An insane record for Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln. Wausau West, this is their 7th appearance. They did bring home the gold in 2008. Also a runner-up finish in 2007. And a runner-up finish to Rapids in 2009. So they've been here a couple of times before. losing to Rapids twice in the state finals and winning it all in the last few years as well. Coach Dan Hine building up that great program has since retired, and Troy Fabry done a heck of a job stepping in here in his second year now at the helm. Stalling call on bottom now on heading. Einerson going to work, already up 5-0. And again, if you're just tuning in, Rapids going shorthanded. It's going to be doing a lot of shifting of the lineup. This is the only one where the wrestler's actually gone down a weight. Casey Einerson dropping from 52 down to 45. And he is, it appears, going to take a 5-0 lead into the third period. Of course, Dan Hine, now the athletic director at Wausau West High School, had a chance to be at his Hall of Fame induction last summer. Special moment for Coach Hine. Congratulations, capping off a great coaching career. And you look at, tell you what, you look at the bench right now of Wausau West. They must have 50 kids down here. I mean, their program is amazingly deep. Congratulations to their success, and they're not going anywhere. A lot of youngsters coming back on this Wausau West team, but it's going to be an interesting duel. We told you about Rapids, 2 starters out. Of course, Joe Umlauf, the state finalist. If you watched the individual state tournament last week, injured in the state finals. He tore a muscle off his hip. I don't know how in the world that young man finished the state finals, but he did. But he is unable to go. He's on crutches here this week. So Wausau West shorthanded as well. So this will be an interesting duel meet here this week for both these teams and how they match up, not only in this duel meet, but how the winner would move on to tonight's final against either Hartford Union or Holman, and both those teams dealing with some injuries as well. So it's a wide open field here in 2012. You got 1 versus 2 here. I believe Hartford Union 5 in the rankings and Holman 7. So that's what still remains here on the Division I side. Third period now, we're neutral. It is a 5-0 Einerson lead. Of course, a regular decision worth 3 team points. A major decision if you beat your opponent by 8 points or more. And I was going to say Einerson maybe was thinking about a major until that takedown right there. Headinga cuts it to a 5-2 lead right now. The escape by Einerson. 6-2, all quick shot by Einerson. That head inside single. I don't know if you call this a swing match when you have Einerson, the state finalist, dropping down away, but you still have a state medalist right here in Headinga. This is still a good win for Rapids. And Casey Einerson is going to pick up, it appears, no, there's the takedown by Headinga. It's not going to matter. Einerson is going to pick up a 6-4 victory. Good match. Headinga, the sophomore, gave it a go, but the senior, the state runner-up, puts Rapids on the scoreboard first. He wins it 6-4 here at 145 pounds. Well, and now here's where the shifting of the lineups, folks, is going to begin. The other direction for Rapids. We saw Einerson there a moment ago actually come down a weight class. And now the shifting. Again, Rapids with 2 starters out is going to have to start bumping everybody up here, starting at 152 pounds and going right now for Wisconsin Rapids, a junior with a record of 5-5. This is Jake Hartman. And wrestling for the Warriors of Wausau West, a senior, 19-5, Jacob Rush. And when these two teams met in the dual meet in late January, Rush was defeated by Casey Einerson. We just saw Einerson a moment ago drop down to 145 and pick up a victory over Hettinga, the state place winner. By the way, Rapids in sectional qualifying defeated Pulaski 47-17. Wausau West knocking off Hudson 41-18. So even though these teams in the same conference, they wrestle out of different sectionals. And that's why they are meeting here in the state semifinals. The big one, though, for Wausau West is here's a shot. And Jake Hartman, this fill-in wrestler, taking on a 20-match winner senior, gets the first takedown. Big statement here by the youngster. And an early lead for Jacob Rush. I was about to say the big one for Wausau West came in the regionals when they knocked off, at the time, second-ranked Merrill to win the regional. I think a lot of people were thinking that there would be a 1-2 matchup at the state tournament, but that it was going to be Wisconsin Rapids and Merrill. Wausau West wins the regional, knocks off Merrill, and now have taken over the number 2 ranking. And here you have 1 versus 2 like we thought in the semifinals, just a different team perhaps in Wausau West. But certainly capable of winning this whole state tournament this year. There's the escape by a Rush, 2-1. Again, Wausau West shorthanded. They're without a state runner-up. Rapids without a state champ and a state runner-up. So there'll definitely be some shifting of the lineup here on both sides today. Coach Fabry and Scott Bennett are going to play the chess game. We'll see how it works out when we finish it up at 138 pounds. Yeah, last night in the quarterfinal when Rapids had Rylan Lubeck up at 160 pounds. Zach Bennett's wrestled at 182 pounds. Those were the 2 biggest jumps. Jake Rafflick also bumped up. All 3 of those wrestlers, by the way, were victorious last night. As we start the second period, it's a 2-1 lead for Hartman. Got that nice single about midway through the first period. He's going down, and look out here. Cradle attempt by Jacob Rush. And, well, Rush is in trouble. He's got to be careful. Oh, boy, he's getting reversal. Working for the fall here. A lot of time on the clock. This would be huge for Rapids. And there's the fall. Oh, my goodness. A 5-5 Jake Hartman stepping in, pins the senior Rapids. A 9-0 lead now. My goodness. Well, that's why they say you're the champs until someone beats you, because you never know. You say on paper there is no chance Rapids is going to win 152 pounds when you move out the state champion Rylan Lubeck, and yet here we go. Rapids now with a 9-0 lead as we move ahead to 160 pounds, and this will be Rylan Lubeck for the Rapids Red Raiders. Rylan Lubeck, a 2-time state finalist, got the state championship a week ago. This is Jared Matsinski, the regular starter here, 32-15 wrestler for Wausau West. So Matsinski at his natural weight, Rylan Lubeck bumping up 2 weights here this weekend. And a 9-0 dual meet lead right now for Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln. What a pin a moment ago by Jake Hartman, a fill-in wrestler, just 10 varsity matches on the season. And he steps in the semifinals in a battle of 1 versus 2 and gets what would certainly be the biggest win of his young career. Lubeck with that first takedown, the escape, so it's a 2-1 lead. And Lubeck in on that low single. Again, the winner moves on to take on either Hartford Union or Holman. That one just underway as well. Looks like a early 3-0 lead for Hartford in that one. We're out of bounds. Again, you look at the obvious size difference. I mean, Ryan Lubeck's, he's not only one of the best in the state, folks. He's one of the best in the nation at his weight class. But he's giving up nearly 20 pounds here. And we saw it last night, too. He wrestled a big wrestle from here. A nice shot by Lubeck and gets the takedown. Lubeck involved in one of the great matches I think I've ever seen at the Division I state final level a week ago in that triple overtime thriller with Jaron Scherenbrock of Sun Prairie. There was still a buzz in this building down on the mats last night talking to some of the officials and other coaches about how good of a match that was. It's not often that a match lives up to the hype. And you had 1 versus 2 was the only matchup of undefeated versus undefeated in the state finals. They've been clearly the two best wrestlers all season long in that weight class, and they got through the brackets and they put on a show for the fans. And give credit to Rylan Lubeck outlasting Scherenbrock in double overtime. All right, here we go. Second period. Lubeck's going to go down. It's a 9-0 lead right now for Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln. That pin. Remember, 152 pounds when we get to the end of this dual meet. Just might make the difference, that pin. And we're out of bounds. Lubeck again back down. Told you about Rapids, amazing record, 48-0. Now 49-0 after last night's win. 49-0. 16 state championships. And that's only on the team side of things. Of course, before 1993, the team state title was awarded on a team score basis at the individual state tournament. Rapids had several of those. But since this format, Rapids 49-0 and 16 titles. I mean, a record, I don't care what level of sport, what sport you're talking about, something that'll never be touched in our lifetime. What this team has done, the past now 3 decades, basically. And they're out to a big 9-0 lead here as we're at 160 pounds. Rylan Lubeck, nice Granby roll. And he's going to come out the back door for a reversal, so that's a 6-1 lead now for Lubeck. And you'd love team points right here, or bonus points right here if you're Rapids as well. Told you last night, Lubeck a victory at 160 pounds. He major decision over Heartland Arrowhead. Matsinski got a technical fall victory over Franklin. Lubeck with that 6-1 lead. You see him posting that arm, middle of the back. 20 seconds, we're out of bounds. 20 seconds remaining in this second period. Again, 160 pounds. Normally the weight class of the state runner-up, Jake Rafflick, so he's also bumping up, which means Zach Bennett's the state finalist and former state champion. He will bump up. Final seconds ticking off of this second period. I actually gave Rapids one too many victories. My friend Tim Connect points out. You can't forget about Milton, that one final when Milton knocked off Rapids in a classic dual meet, about 15 years ago? So 48-1, Wisconsin Rapids. But these two teams have had some good dual meets in this building. Remember the state finals a couple years ago, and actually Rapids was the underdog. It was 1-2 then, and it was Wausau West, the number 1 ranked team. And this young man on the mat right now, Ryan Lubeck, might have been the difference. He was a freshman, did not qualify for state. He knocked off the state champion senior, and I think Rapids ended up winning that dual meet by, I think it was a 2-point margin. We're going to get a stalling call here on Matzinski. Lubeck's going to pick up a stalling point. These teams also met 2 years before that, I believe, in 07. So they've had some good battles. There's always a good Valley battle because how the brackets are set up, not the entire conference is in the same sectional. There's a takedown by Lubeck. So usually a combination of Rapids, Wausau West, Merrill. 2 of those teams are usually meeting at some point in these brackets because you usually have 2 Valley teams in this team state tournament. Some years the brackets shake out. It's a random draw. Some years it shakes out where they meet in the state finals. Here this year they meet in the semifinals. A 9-3 lead for Ryland Lubeck. One more takedown gives him a major decision and an extra team point for Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln. So Lubeck certainly, I'm sure, is aware of the score and would love to get that one more point. Tell you about Rapids, amazing. I mean, Wausau West has a pretty good record in this building as well. You have to go back to 2010, the only year they haven't won a match in this tournament. Title in 2008, finalist in 09, finalist in 07, semifinalist in 95, and a finalist in 99. So they've had some deep runs in this tournament. And you look at the 4 teams left after, obviously, Rapids and their amazing record. Wausau West, clearly the most experienced team. Hartford and Holman. Holman's got a little bit of experience, but Hartford a relative newcomer. So, now 10-3, Lubeck trying for that takedown here, which would make it a major. And Russ O'Leary, our official, on the spot. Time's going to run out. It's a 10-3 victory for Ryland Lubeck. 3 more team points for the Red Raiders. So Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln now moving ahead 12-0 on the team score. We move ahead to 170 pounds. Jake Rafflick for the Red Raiders, bumping up from 160 pounds. And here's some shifting of the lineup now on Wausau West side as you have the state qualifier Dylan Dietert, normally at 170 pounds. Look like they're going to bump him up for a big-time matchup with Zach Bennett, I would think, at 182 pounds. So that should be a good one here. You have Brian Lenz. He's a sophomore, 8-6, taking on Rafflick, the 3-time state place winner, runner-up a week ago, and another. Seems like we're going to say a lot of these today, folks. Another one of the great state final matches. So, I mean, I'm not kidding. The state finals this year in Division I were as good as we've ever seen. Talked about the Lubeck-Scherenbrock match. This young man, Jake Rafflick, involved in another thriller with Keegan Genrich from Hortonville. Rafflick reversed at the buzzer to lose the state title. He had taken Genrich down. He was actually down a point. Rafflick, there's a takedown there. Rafflick got the takedown on Genrich with about 8 seconds left. Genrich hit a switch at the buzzer. Rafflick with a takedown again. No near fall. And it looks like Rafflick's going to do the takedown, let him go game here. Scoreboard can't keep up with Jake Rafflick as he's getting takedowns quicker than they can put him up. 4-1 here, opening minute of this match. And again, that duck under. And another takedown for Rafflick. We're out of bounds, 39 seconds to go. Story I love of Jake Rafflick. is you always talk about wrestling, and it gets the connotation of, oh, these guys cut so much weight and so unhealthy. Now, here's a guy who wrestled 135 pounds last year, took 6th at 135 pounds, comes back as a senior, wrestles 160, and if you can look up close at Jake Raflick, you can see why he's 160. He is cut out of granite, and he's a state runner-up at 160 pounds. This kid put on nearly 30 pounds of straight-up muscle in a year. So for all you non-believers of wrestling who say, oh, these guys are sweating and spitting in a cup and losing all this weight, not always the case. Here's a young man who, if you train, if you take care of your body, you do it the right way. It doesn't matter what weight you wrestle. You can still be competitive. And this young man, what an offseason he must have had. Chance to talk to him last week after the semifinals. Great young man. And really, what a heck of a finals with Genrich of Hortonville. They had some battles all season long. Here's a 10-5 lead for Jake Raflick. 5 takedowns, make it 6 takedowns in the first period. My goodness. Raflick with a 12-5 lead. Again now, Wausau West is bumping up their state qualifier at this weight class. Dylan Dietert replacing him with Brian Lenz, the backup 170-pounder. There's the escape by Lenz, so it's a 12-6 lead for Raflick. Raflick, when these two teams met in the dual meet, Raflick wrestling at 160. He had a technical fall victory over Madzewski, who we just saw a moment ago wrestle Lubeck. So some of these, as we told you, some of these guys are going to stay at their natural weights, but a lot of them are going to bump up on both teams. Both teams dealing with some injury. Raflick, another takedown. 14-6 lead now for Jake Raflick. And takedown clinic here by the senior from Wisconsin Rapids. Rapids with a 12-0 lead. Glad you're with us here on semifinal round action on FoxSportsWisconsin.com. Raflick again in on a shot. Reminder, join us back here at 1 o'clock. We'll have Division 2 and 3 semifinals. How about some of those matches? How about Iowa Grant and Coleman? That should be a lot of fun in D3. How about our D2 matchups? Sparta and Luxembourg Casco should be a lot of fun. Ellsworth, Delavan, Darien. Then we're back here at 6 o'clock tonight for Championship Saturday. We'll know here in about an hour who the Division 1 matchup will be, and right now looks like it's going to be Hartford as they're racing out to an 11-0 lead. Still a long way to go. Holman, boy, they had an instant classic last night with Burlington. Holman winning it on the last match of the night. So don't count out the Vikings of Holman. But right now, Hartford out to a big start. They're up 11-0. 24-11, Raflick leads. He's closing in on a technical fall here. 5 seconds to go in this second period. And we will go to the third period. And now it's a tough spot if you're Raflick. You can't really take him down other than to his back, because if he just gets a takedown, the match is over. So you want bonus points. Oh, here's a smart call by Raflick. He goes top. That's great coaching by Scott Bennett and awareness by Jake Raflick, because, look, you go neutral or you go down, you get an escape or a takedown, this match is over. They stop it with a technical fall. You want the bonus points. You want to get that pin. You go top, maybe you work for a turn if you're Raflick, and you get the 16 points. So nice catch there by Rapids, trying to get the most that they can out of their points here. The other thing, too, that Rapids has to be careful of is that Lenz has been warned for stalling a couple of times, so he gets a stalling caution. That's 2 points. That'll end the match with a technical as well. There's a takedown again by Raflick. 26-12 now. Make it 26-13. So again, a takedown ends it with a technical fall unless it's a takedown to the back. And another stalling warning. I thought that was the second one of the match. Maybe the first warning was a caution. Raflick, there's the duck. And there it is. This match should be over. Someone's got to tell the official here. Someone's got to tell the official here. As he's taking him over. No, it's over. This is a technical fall. Raflick's going to win it. So Jake Raflick, 28-13, technical fall. 5 team points. The Red Raiders now up 17-0. Well, we move ahead now to 182 pounds. Good one here. Both wrestlers bumping up. Zach Bennett's the state runner-up for Wisconsin Rapids, and Dylan Dietert, state qualifier, also at this weight class. Dietert was defeated in the quarterfinal round and ended up losing his wrestleback. Bennett's another classic match in the state finals with Jake Stilling of Elkhorn. So you have the 3-time finalist, 1-time champ Bennett's taking on the qualifier Dietert. Rapids right now with a 17-0 lead over Wausau West. Again, we started the dual meet at 145 pounds. 138 will be your finishing weight here this morning. Wausau West defeating Franklin in last night's quarterfinal. Rapids defeating a pretty talented Arrowhead team in their quarterfinal matchup. Again, conference rivals here. Rapids winning a dual meet mid-January, 42-24. How about the Valley this year? How about the Valley every year? But again, this year, 1, 2, 3 in the rankings. I mean, when you try and put your arms around that, when you look at the crossface rankings right now, 1, 2, 3 from the same conference. I mean, that is as good as it gets. I know in Divisions 2 and 3 have a unique dynamic with the SWAC SWAL because you have some of the best teams in 2 different divisions. And that conference always, I think they had like 5 or 6 state champions this year, the SWAC SWAL. So I think they would make an argument as the best conference, but certainly have to put the Valley at the top of that list right now with 1, 2, and 3 in Division 1. You know, Merrill not in this tournament, ranked 3rd in the state. And we actually here on the Prep Zone did Rapids Merrill. That at the time was 1 versus 2. That was a very entertaining wrestling match. That came down to the final dual meet of the night as well. Rapids ended up winning a close dual meet in their building. But Merrill's a team a lot of people are pointing to next year. They may be a year away. They have 4 or 5 really good freshmen. And Merrill a team next year that look out. It'll be interesting to see this Rapids lineup next year. Of course, the 7 state finalists they had in a row, all seniors. So this is going to be a new-look Rapids team. But as they did it here again today, and we were talking on the floor before this morning and trying to project the score and what matches who was going to win, and you say when it's Rapids, you have to throw it out because they always have that unknown kid who comes down here, and they had it again today. Jacob Hartman, a 5-5 junior, pins a 20-match winner. And, you know, right now that could be, what, a 12-point swing in this dual meet. That goes the other way. You're looking at maybe 11-6 right now. As it turns out, it's a 17-0 Rapids lead. No score here in the second period. Bennett's the state runner-up. Dietert the state qualifier. Both wrestling up a weight class. And we're out of bounds. We're going to have a caution, I think, on top. Bennett's, I think, not on the elbow there. You get 3 cautions before any points are awarded. Or 2 cautions, I should say. The third caution would give you a point. Bennett's with that trap arm. Trying to get that cheap tilt. Boy, what a match Bennett's had with Stilling last week. 6-4. How about the matches Bennett's has been involved in the state tournament? The state finals as a sophomore. What, did he go double overtime with Brad Dolzel? Last year, an overtime match where he was a winner, and then a thriller came down to the last second with Stilling this year. Bennett's also taking 3rd as a freshman. What a great career he's had. And he's moving on. Been a national champion on the Greco circuit, as has a couple of his teammates. Whereas Rapids always very involved in the USA Wrestling summer season. And it looks like Bennett's is 5 seconds away from riding Dietert out for this period. That's going to be whenever you can do that, you take it as like a 2-for-1 because you cancel out your opponent's point. And now Bennett's figures to go down here. So you get the escape. And now Dietert's got to beat you. If you take the escape and make it 1-0, changes the complexion of the match. You know, if it's 1-1, it's still a takedown winner. Right now, if Bennett's gets the escape or a reversal, puts all the pressure on Dietert to win the match. And it's different when you're wrestling to win the match as opposing to just protecting your lead, especially if you don't have any stalling cautions. There's the escape by Bennett. So now here it is, a 1-0 lead for Zach Bennett's early on in this third period. We're at 182 pounds, 17-0 team score right now, Rapids. And again, both teams shorthanded here this morning due to various reasons. So we've seen a very different lineup for both these clubs from the lineup they put on the mat when they wrestled in a dual meet back in January. Rapids last year winning it is an interesting talking to some of these seniors, the individual state tournament last week. You know, this group winning it as a freshman, as a sophomore, and as a junior. So can you imagine finishing your career with 4 titles? I mean, all this talented group of the 7 seniors, they've never known anything other than a title in this building. I believe if my memory, I'm getting older, but I think I can do this. I think it was Wausau West when they were freshmen, Milton as sophomores, and Heartland Arrowhead last year as juniors. And if they win here today, it would be either Hartford Union or Holman as seniors if they were to win that 4th in a row. Yeah, outside of 2008, when Rapids actually didn't qualify for the state tournament, you look at the stretch, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000, 2001. We mentioned 2002 is the year Milton knocked him off. Then you go 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7 with championships in a row. Didn't qualify in 08, and then a stretch here of 9, 10, and 11. Amazing, amazing accomplishment for this program. Final 6 seconds. Zach Bennett's hanging on here to a 1-0 lead. I give Dietert some credit. He's going toe-to-toe with the state runner-up. But Bennett's is going to circle away and get a takedown right here. 3-0. Zach Bennett's hard-fought victory. Dietert gave him a go. But Bennett's is victorious at 182 pounds. £195 now. It'll be Jackson Beck, a 25-11 senior for Wausau West, and Jake Hansen, a 10-10 senior. So again here, a fill-in wrestler. Of course, 195, normally the weight class of the state champion Devin Peterson, out of the lineup this week. So in steps Jake Hansen. Boy, how about the match Hansen had last night again? Gets a pin over a big-time wrestler from Arrowhead, or gets a 6-4 decision, I should say. Seems like every year, Rapids, we saw it earlier this morning. Jake Hartman, fill-in wrestler, gets the pin. Now here's Hansen stepping in. Hansen, you know, if you follow Rapids wrestling, wouldn't really call him necessarily a backup or fill-in. He's got 20 varsity matches, so he's been involved in some big matches this year as he's in on a shot. You look at on the other side, Jackson Beck, although he's stepping up a weight class, 25-match winner on the season. So if you're Wausau West, again, there's still a lot of match to go, and Wausau West still has all its big guns coming, but you got to start finding some wins here before long, or Rapids, it won't matter what Wausau West still has left. I mean, if Rapids gets a big enough lead, we saw a very similar match when Rapids and Merrill wrestled late in the regular season. Rapids built a huge lead, and Merrill tried to claw back, and they almost did it. And you have to wonder if that's how it's going to be here this morning, because Wausau West is loaded in the light weights. Rapids loaded in the middle upper weights. But, you know, if Rapids gets a couple of more of these toss-up matches, it's not going to matter. And we have some blood time here for Hansen at the end of the first period, 0-0. Good match here at 195 pounds. Give you a quick update on our other mat. 15-0 Hartford, surprising out to a big lead early on Holman. Keep you updated on that one. Of course, the winner there takes on the winner of our matchup. Second period, Hansen will go down in referee's position. And nice sit and turn there by Hansen. No points yet. Beck trying to follow, but Hansen gets the escape. There's the 1 point escape. So we're neutral, 30 seconds into this second period. Jake Hansen, a 1-0 lead over Jackson Beck here at 195 pounds. Boy, what a comeback. Holman finally on the board. 15-3, overtime win there at 182 pounds. The Rapids dual meet record this year, 18-3. It's been an up and down season on the dual meet side for Rapids. Had a loss to McQuantico, Luxembourg Casco in Wisconsin, and then Glenbard North out of state. That actually was on criteria. Although they do have some big wins over some good Illinois teams as well. Barrington, Illinois, and Lockport. Glenbard North, a very good Illinois school, beat them, went down to criteria, 33-33. Rapids still, though, has its nice resume. We told you about the conference victories over Wausau West and Merrill. Also out of conference against Holman, a team state participant. The wrestling, they could be a rematch. Milton and Kenosha Tremper, Oak Creek, another good squad. So Rapids, as usual, with some big wins. One nothing. It's a minute to go here in this second period. Hansen's escaped the only points in this one. Again, if you're just joining us, it's a 20-0 Rapids dual meet lead right now. We started the duel at 145 pounds, which means we'll end it at 138. Both teams going shorthanded today for different reasons. So there's been a ton of lineup shifting. I think it should balance itself out by the time we get to the lighter weights. Wausau West has an injury, the state champ Umlauf, so at 126, so we'll see if they do any shifting there. But there's been a lot of movement till this point. I think that'll probably, as I said, probably balance out once we get to the lighter weights. But we'll have to wait and see. Still a lot of wrestling to be done here in this dual meet. Nice shot by Hansen coming back from out of bounds, but Beck spin drill, but we're out of bounds. Final seconds tick off of this second period. And it'll be a 1-0 Hansen lead going into the third period. Choice for Beck. He will go down, work for the escape to tie it up. And now blood time for Beck. Working on that lip. Good matchup here at 195 pounds. This is one you got to figure out a way to get right now. If you're Wausau West, get on the scoreboard. It's been an impressive start by the champs. Rapids out to a big 20-0 lead. And there's the escape by Beck, so we are tied up at 1 apiece. Low leg single here by Beck. He's got that ankle. Can he hang on to it? Oh, nice counter by Hansen. And we're out of bounds. Back to neutral. 1 minute, 26 seconds to go. Here at 195 pounds. And again, some blood time. Hansen actually wrestled in the dual meet when these two teams met last at 182 pounds. Was defeated by Dylan Dietert, who we just saw lose a close match to Zach Bennett's 1-zip. Who's going to get the takedown here? Will there be a takedown at 195 pounds? Hartford just picked up a big pin, by the way, at 195 pounds. They're up 21-3 now on Holman. Well, here we go. Back to neutral. Hansen and Beck, just the one escape by each wrestler. The scoring history. Here's a nice low single again by Beck. We've seen him go to this move a couple of times. Trying to come out the back door, and there it is, a takedown. First lead of the match for Jackson Beck, the senior, 25-11. Trying to get his Warrior team on the scoreboard. They need team points desperately here, down 20-0. As we are coming up on the midway point of this dual meet, and again, we've got blood time. Boy, poor Jacob Hansen's got a bloody nose for the ages here. It's frustrating for both wrestlers. You want to keep the momentum going. If you're Beck and if you're Hansen, you want to try and put something together on bottom, and now you got to start fresh from referee's position. So frustrating for both wrestlers, no doubt about it. But absolutely the right decision. You have to stop the match. And here we go. 52 seconds remaining. Big takedown by Jackson Beck a moment ago. Hansen quickly to his feet. Right back down to the mat. Nice job by Beck going to the ankle ride. Down to 40 seconds here. It's a 3-1 lead. Wausau West has been close here in a couple of matches, but the champs have found a way to pull out some tight ones here this morning, and they lead at 20-0. Can Wausau West get on the scoreboard here at 195 pounds? They're 20 seconds away from doing just that. And we're out of bounds. 21 seconds to go. Final 15 seconds. Hansen's running out of time here from the bottom position. Had a heroic win last night, did Jake Hansen. He's 5 seconds away, though, from going down here in the semifinals. To his feet. It's not going to matter. Time is up. 3 points. Wausau West on the scoreboard here at 195 pounds. Well, we move ahead now to 220 pounds. Wausau West on the scoreboard. And for Wisconsin Rapids, it is a freshman, Eli Jinsky. And for Wausau West, he's a good one. 30-match winner, a junior, River Judd. And Judd with the quick takedown on the freshman. Actually, they had the wrong number up there. It is Bo Thompson for Wisconsin Rapids. Thompson, a 9-5 freshman. Judd with that half Nelson. Well, nice counter by the Rapids wrestler there. Judd with that takedown early on, and now he's got that power half. Still trying to run it. So Jinsky, I tell you what, he's doing a nice job on bottom there, averting that half Nelson. There's been a couple of times Judd, and now the escape. So the freshman hanging in there. Another one of these spots where Rapids has a backup. Can he step in and shock the world here against a 30-match winner, River Judd? If you're Wausau West, however, this is one, I mean, there's just no question. You have to have this, and you have to think you got to get some bonus points here at 220. Jinsky trying the headlock, and Judd with the body lock counter. Nice mat return for the 2-point takedown. For 4-1 as we go to the second period, and it'll be a choice for Jinsky, who will choose top. So the freshman trying to go to work on top here on the junior Judd. We'll see if this pays off. Well, quick escape by Judd, and now River Judd with a 5-1 lead. Front headlock here by Judd. Pulls Jinsky down. Well done. Can he score? There's the 2-point takedown. Now working for that head in the side cradle. I'll give credit to this freshman Jinsky. He's given up the takedowns, but he has not given up the turns. There's been 3 or 4 times where I thought Judd had the turn locked up. Boy, how about Hartford and Holman? That's like going to be their 3rd straight overtime match. Judd with that arm bar posted up in the middle of the back. Now he's going for that hammer lock there. He's got it. He has got it. This is going to be near fall. Judd stepping over that Saturday night ride, working for the fall. A lot of time on the clock. Boy, would Wausau West love 6 points here. And there it is. Here come the Warriors, 16 points with the fall at 220 pounds. Well, things tightening up now, 20-9. We move ahead to the big boys, 285 pounds. State qualifier Marcus Sen, the senior. For Wisconsin Rapids, Ryan Fay, the junior. For Wausau West. These guys wrestled a good one when they met in the dual meet. Sen winning a close 3-1 match. So last time, very close match. This is one that Wausau West would love to have, but here's Sen in on a double leg. And a 2-point takedown for the Red Raiders. And Sen now with that chicken wing. If he can get that far wrist, he could take away Fay's post. It doesn't matter. He's still taking him over. Oh, how big would 16 points be here for the Raiders? Get the pin right back. Sen settling back in. Now there's the fall. Oh, baby, 117. And a big swing match there goes for Rapids with the 6 points and the pinfall. There we go, 106 pounds now. It'll be Cody Lutz, a freshman for Wisconsin Rapids, and a state qualifier, the junior. For Wausau West, B. Lohr, and Lohr already quickly with a takedown and another. 2 takedowns in the first 10 seconds for B. Lohr. That is moving quickly. Lohr was 1 match away from placing at the Kohl Center a week ago. 40-plus match winner. And another big-time leg attack and a takedown here by B. Lohr. Now this is one now going back the other way. If you're Wausau West, you got to think bonus points here. I don't think the Marcus Sen victory is surprising or that damaging, but the bonus points are. Again, last time these two teams met, it was a 3-1 victory at heavyweight. Now a pin. That's basically another match with 3 team points. So a big swing match there. And big points for Rapids, now up 26-9 if you're Wausau West. Now here's the strength of your lineup starting at 106 pounds. Got to get some bonus points here, and Lohr's doing the job early. Already up 8-3 a minute into the match. Boy, he's so quick on that low leg single is Lohr. And another takedown, and another takedown. 6 takedowns in the period. We still have 37 seconds to go. And the optional start for Lohr will put Lutz on his feet. Another low single. And another takedown, 14-6. Well, already B. Lohr looking at a major decision. Now I think you'd say, all right, you've got your major in the pocket. Let's work for some more bonus points here, maybe a technical fall or even the pin. First period comes to a close here with a 14-6 lead. for B. Lohr. He has option. He will go down to start this second period. Lohr quickly to his feet. Nice job by Lutz dropping down to the ankle there, and we're out of bounds. 26-9 dual meet score. Again, we started at 1:45, so we're past the midway point now. Coming down the home stretch, can Rapids protect this lead? Their horses did the job yet again. Got them a big lead. Now, question will be, does Wausau West have enough with their strength, their lightweights, to make a comeback here? Lohr with the escape. Now again in on a shot, and again that is a takedown. 17-6. And again, it looks like he's going optional start. Last time these two wrestled, it was a 22-10 decision for B. Lohr. Similar right now as he's up 17-7. And he is just going to work on that low leg single. And that is another takedown. 26-9. Excuse me, 19-7. 26-9 is your dual meet score. Get ahead of myself. So 9 takedowns thus far in the match for B. Lohr. And you can see he wants that low single every time they match up. There's a stalling warning on Lutz. Now Lohr to that head inside single. And another takedown. 21-8. Still 46 seconds to go. And Lohr says, let's put him neutral again. And Lohr again with the takedown. 23-9. Lohr getting close now to a technical fall. One more would do it. And we're out of bounds. So a 14-point lead right now for B. Lohr. If he did one more takedown escape, that would end it. But I think he's saying, I'm going to try and get as many points as I can. I know I can take him down one more time. I want a pin here. And what's the call here? Looks like Lutz is going to put Lohr neutral. Interesting call there. Lutz actually had choice. Went top, conceded the escape. Now there you go. That gives the match. How about that one? Puts him up with the escape to end the match. Preserves the team point there. 24-9. B. Lohr wins it. 5 team points for Wausau West. £113 now, 26-14 dual meet score. It is Killian Carter for Wisconsin Rapids and Hunter Keel for Wausau West. Carter, a 12-29 freshman. Keel, 33-15 at 133 pounds. 113 pounds. I'd say that'd be a big 13-pounder. So, technical fall a moment ago by B. Lohr. It's a 12-point Rapids lead. Things starting to get a little interesting here in this semifinal battle of 1 versus 2. And again, Wausau West, this is not one. Not only do you have to have, you got to have bonus points here. You've got a 33-match winner against a 12-match winner. But right now, Killian Carter doing a good job here, going toe-to-toe in this first period. Keep in mind, Wausau West is without the state runner-up, Joe Umlauf, injured in that great state final matchup a week ago. But you still have the state champ, Colin Bain. And there's a takedown for Hunter Keel. .30 seconds to go in this first period. It's a 2-0 lead for Hunter Keel. Again, though, if you're Rapids and you're Scott Bennett's, I think you'd take just the 3 team points here at 113 pounds. Still a long way to go in this match, but right now, Killian Carter doing his job. So first period comes to a conclusion. Keel just a takedown early in the period. All the points in this match thus far. Carter down to that ankle ride. Drives Keel out of bounds. We're back to the center. Wausau West with a dual meet record of 17-3. Their dual losses coming to Rapids and Merrill in conference, and a non-conference matchup with Lodi. Tell you what, Carter's making Keel work. Keel trying for that headlock. Did he get him? Yes, he did, and the feet inbounds. Well done. They go out of bounds, so no back points, but that's still a nice reversal for Hunter Keel, and now a 4-0 lead. Back to neutral, 4-1, and again Keel in on a leg attack. But we're going to be out of bounds. 1 minute, 16 seconds to go in the second period. Wausau West, a great tournament team as well. Winning the Marty Loy and the Bi-State. That is impressive. That's an impressive month of December they had on the individual tournament side of things. I was up at the Bi-State. They had a heck of a Bi-State. Big tournament in lacrosse, all the holiday tournaments. Rapids wrestling in the Bi-State a couple of years ago as well. And there's Keel with another takedown. So Keel now inching closer to a major decision, up 5. Last time these two teams met, Rapids forfeiting at 13, and Carter wrestled at 20. Lost a close 4-2 match, so. And we're going to get a stalling call on bottom. See Keel with that half Nelson. And a nice reversal there by Killian Carter. Nice switch to get the 2-point reversal, 6-3. And a 1-point escape for Keel. We're back to neutral, 7-3. 8 seconds remaining in this second period. Good match here at 113 pounds. No points. So we'll go 7-3 into the third period. And there is a takedown by Keel, 9-4. And Keel will, well, I thought he was going to let Carter go. Maybe he was just trying to get that front headlock position. And nope, they did give Carter the escape, so we're at 9-5. 1:38 remaining. And now we have headgear. I think headgear malfunction for Killian Carter. Coach Bennett's there to make the repair. 27-9, by the way. Hartford out in front of Holman right now. That match also at 113 pounds. And we're out of bounds, 1:34 to go. Carter hanging in there again. If Rapids can only give up the 3 team points here, I think you got to say that's a victory for the Red Raiders. It's a 9-5 score. Keel again in on a shot. And a 2-point takedown. 11-5 now with 1:21 to go. Hunter Keel, the sophomore, 33-15. He's going to let Carter go again. Well, they never had given the escape, I think. Now, what is the signal here? And we're going to have a penalty point. I don't know what the call there was. I think something maybe after the whistle, taking him out of bounds. So it's 13-8. We're neutral. And now a stalling for Carter. So, boy, if you're scoring at home, folks, I hope your pencil has a lot of lead in it because a lot of points in this one. That's going to should be 14-8 now. And make it 16-8. Now 16-9 with the escape. Now Keel trying the headlock. And he's going to be taken down. He didn't need to let him go, and I think that's what Coach Troy Fabry was trying to get his attention, is like, you don't need the takedown, any more takedowns. You've got the major. There's the escape, so now 17-11. And now there's the takedown, and now no change, so you got to hang on here if you're Keel for that major decision. And I think he... I don't... Now they're going to... He gave away the escape. I think Hunter Keel lost track of the score. I mean, not to his fault. There was a lot of penalty points, a lot of confusion on the scoring there at the end. They gave Carter the escape. So it's 19-12. It is 3 team points for Kiel, but that's a victory for Rapids. So Rapids now 26-17 as we move ahead to 120 pounds. And I would think that Wausau West will move up the state champ Colin Bain into Joe Umlauf's spot. We'll see who Wausau sends to the table here. It's going to be Alex Burke. Alex Burke, a sophomore, 5'8". Robert Moran for Rapids. First match was last night of the season when he lost to the former state champion Andrew Crone. So you talk about a super toss-up match. This is as big of a toss-up match as you get. And this one very well could decide it right here. Literally, I mean, when you look up the definition of toss-up match in the wrestling dictionary, it's going to have a picture of these two guys right here. They could wrestle 10 times, each win 5. The only one that matters is right now. And right away, Moran with the first points, the takedown. 26-17. Rapids with the lead. Boy, if they get a win here, how big would this be? And how big was the job a moment ago that Killian Carter scrapping in there and only giving up the 3 team points? Holman trying to mount a comeback, by the way, on Hartford Union. It's 27-13 now. The Vikings have won a couple in a row. Final 20 seconds of this first period. Robert Moran, brand new to the Rapids lineup, coming down here to Madison. How about this spot for this young man? Stepping in last night, his first matches against the state champ, one of the top-ranked wrestlers in the country, in Andrew Crone. And on the other side, you've got Alex Burke. Just 13 matches all season long. So a big spot for both these guys. Good first period. Moran with a 2-0 lead. Looks like Burke is going to choose top here in the second period. And there is a reversal. Robert Moran, 4-0 lead now over Alex Burke. And you saw Rapids having to shift the lineup in their upper weights. Now here's Wausau West. Joe Umlauf injured in the state championship match a week ago. So this is normally Colin Bain's weight class, the state champion. And you would have certainly thought bonus points right here for Colin Bain. He's going to have to move up to 126, one would think, and take the spot of Joe Umlauf. And if Rapids can get the victory here, another huge swing on the team side of things. Can get a stalemate. We're back with Moran on top. Leading 4-0. A takedown in the first period. A reversal here in the second period. Good matchup here at 120 pounds. One of those toss-up matches that right now Rapids in control. Coming down to the wire here. Again, our first match was 145 pounds, so 3 matches after this one. Battle of 1 versus 2, semifinal round. The winner moves on to tonight. Hope you'll join us here on FoxSportsWisconsin.com. 6 o'clock, Championship Saturday. Will it be Rapids going for 4 in a row, or will Wausau West mount the comeback here? Second period, and it's going to be a 4-1 lead for Robert Moran. Choice here, and Moran's going to go neutral. Saw Burke choose top in that second period and get reversed, so he's got some work to do here in this third period, down 3. And another takedown for Robert Moran, 6-1. And now if you're Moran, you could start thinking about perhaps a major decision, up 5 with a minute and a half to go. Moran again in on a shot. Boy, he's looked impressive here in this match. Burke working for that fireman's carry, but Moran's close to another takedown here. 50 seconds to go. And Burke now with a takedown. Now 6-4. High drama here at 120 pounds. Now what do you do if you're Alex Burke? Do you let him go, or do you try and go for the turn? Looks like he's going to go for the turn here. "20 seconds to go. And Burke is close to a turn. Oh my goodness, but he only got a 2 count. It's going to be 2 near fall. We're going to overtime. What a comeback at 120 pounds. Gets the near fall at the buzzer. And I don't know if the camera, you can see Troy Fabry there. He's doing laps around the mat. He's so pumped up. We're going to overtime. 6-6. What a comeback by Alex Burke. Down 4 with 30 seconds to go. This entire field house right now is buzzing, because this very well could decide it, folks. We still have 3 matches to go, but this may decide it. Burke in on a shot. But Moran with the counter. Moran might score here. 20 seconds. Burke switches to a double. No change. 10 seconds to go. And there's the takedown. Oh my, Alex Burke. What a comeback. And Wausau West, the Warriors, have it down to 26-20. We are 1 match away from perhaps being tied up, and here comes the state champion, Colin Bain. Oh my goodness. What a comeback in the making here. Down 20 was Wausau West. It's down to 6. Meanwhile, on the other mat, Holman, almost an equally as impressive comeback. They were down, I believe, 21. They have it down to 8, and Darius Wright is on the verge of a major decision. We have 2 photo finishes setting up here in this semifinal round. Well, here we go. It's going to be Colin Bain and Cale Stoplett. Colin Bain, the state champ a week ago. One of the biggest upsets I think I've ever seen at the individual state tournament when he knocked off Izzy Balsinger. And now a pin, perhaps, by Colin Bain would tie this dual meet up. And a quick takedown by Colin Bain. Keep in mind, though, Rapids still has the state finalist, Keegan Einerson. Wausau West still with Nate Hedinga. So it'll be interesting to see if we have any shifting here in these final two matchups. First things first, you got to take care of business if you're the state champ, Colin Bain. Cale Stoplett, 10-7 sophomore. Bain had a pin last night in his match. Stoplett was a 7-0 loser to Sinelli of Heartland Arrowhead. Stoplett did not wrestle in the dual meet between these two teams in the regular season. Bain with a major decision over Ethan Mercer. Right now it's a 4-1 Colin Bain lead. And thought he was going to maybe stack him up there as he had that tight waist going. Good defense, though, on bottom by Cale Stoplett. I mean, right now, 4-1. Well, Bain's got it locked up. He's got that tilt. No points again, though. Stoplett doing a nice job from the bottom position. Well, how about the weak Colin Bain? I think that 120 weight class was the deepest I've ever seen. You had, and there's a stalling warning on bottom. You look at that 120-pound weight class a week ago with Izzy Balsinger, state champ, undefeated, hadn't lost in a couple of years. You had Andrew Crone, ranked number 2 nationally, defending state champ. Tyler Rice, a 2-time state finalist. Neither one of those guys even placed in the weight class. How deep that weight class was. And it ended up Bain and Balsinger in the finals. Bain winning an overtime thriller. Second period now. Bain's close to a reversal here. And there it is, 6-1. Colin Bain with the lead. I would have to say, though, right here, anything short of a pin by Bain, and you're going to consider this a victory for Rapids. Even a technical fall. And sometimes it's hard when you go out there and your job is only to either get pinned, or get the pin, rather, or not get pinned. It's easier to wrestle to not get pinned than it's easier to get pinned, I can tell you that. Although, keep in mind, if you get DQ'd for stalling, that is 16 points. And Stoplett's going to have to get moving. He's already been dinged once. We still have a lot of match to go. Bain with a 6-1 lead. And another stalling warning. So now you're into your second one. The next one would be one. I mean, we're still a period and a half with 2 stalling cautions. Maybe the goal right now is Colin Bain is not to pin him, but to just keep riding on top and getting stalling cautions. Because, again, you get stalled out, that's 6 points. That's just as good as a pin. And Bain's been pretty dominant from the top position. We have blood time here for Stoplett. 27-22 now, by the way, Hartford Union. That one's setting up for a great finish as well. Hartford and Holman. Darius Wright just got an 8-2 victory at 126 pounds. We've got 45 seconds. It's a 7-1 Bain lead. He's going to let him go. I'm not sure, though, if you're calling Bain. Well, maybe you see how the takedown goes, but he has been so dominant on top. He's already gotten 3 stalling cautions from the top position. But quickly in on a shot, and a 9-2 lead now for Colin Bain. And we're out of bounds. And Coach Fabry is going to tell Bain to put him up again here. But again, you look at 3-4 team points, something you definitely take, I think, right now if you're Rapids. Even a technical fall at 5 team points, still Rapids keeps the lead. So don't know. I'd have to look back here at the pinning, because if this one would go down to criteria, obviously the first criteria is pins. 11-3. Well, Bain's got the major. So now the question is, what do you do for these final 2 minutes? You know you got 14 points. Is it... Bain's going to go down here to start the third period. And we're going to have a caution on top. First caution of the match on Cal Stofflet. Bain going quickly to that switch. And there's a 2-point reversal. So now 13-3 in favor of Colin Bain. And quickly an escape back up for Stofflet. Bain with that Kelly roll. Keeping that arm. There's another takedown. Now he's got that far arm trapped. Going to that crossface cradle. And Bain, nope, nice counter by Stofflet. Bain's running out of time, though, if he's going to get any bonus points beyond a major decision. Stofflet's got to be careful, though, not to get hit again. And another stalling caution on bottom, 16-4 now. 40 seconds to go. And we're out of bounds. 29 seconds to go. Bain's going to put him up, so we're going to be 16-5, 29 seconds to go. And there's another takedown for Bain, 18-5. But the final 10 seconds are going to tick off. You got to give this a victory to Rapids right here. Only 14 points by the state champ. And that's a big win for Rapids. Bain's going to get the victory, but only 14 points against the state champ is a big victory for Rapids, 26-24. Red Raiders still preserve their lead. Well, here we go, 132 pounds. You've got Ben Campbell, a state qualifier a week ago at this weight class. And for Wausau West, Ben Kostrowski. Kostrowski, a 14-4 sophomore. So, small advantage here, Rapids. And a must win if you're Wausau West. So it looks like we will have Einerson and Hedinga for our final match of the morning. How good will that one be? It'll be a battle of second versus fifth in the state, possibly to decide the dual meet. If Rapids were to get a pin here, they'll end it. or a technical fall. If anything short of a pin or a technical fall, it'll go down to our last match. One minute, 3 seconds to go. The first takedown there goes to Campbell. Rapids hanging on to a 2-point lead, 26-24. Although Wausau West on a run, Rapids hasn't won a match since 285. So this would be a huge one here if Campbell gets the win. Again, if he gets a pin or a technical fall, the duel meet's over. Anything short of that, it'll come down to Hedinga and Einerson. Two very good wrestlers, two of the top-ranked wrestlers in the state, perhaps to decide the duel meet. And we will be out of bounds back to the center of the mat. Campbell with the 2-0 lead over Kostrowski. Kostrowski 14-4 sophomore. We told you Campbell, a qualifier a week ago at the individual state tournament at 132 pounds. Lost in overtime in his opening round match. Campbell will go down here to start the second period. And there's the escape by Campbell. We're neutral 3-0, 1:40 remaining in the second period. Close to 2 there, Kostrowski, but we're out of bounds. Back to neutral, 3-0. 1:26 remaining in the period. Kostrowski's got to be careful. Back and out of bounds there. Could get dinged for stalling. Again, out of bounds. 47 seconds to go in this second period. Ben Campbell, a 3-0 lead over Ben Kostrowski. Campbell with a first period takedown. The escape here in the second period. 26-24. Rapids leads the duel meet. This is our 13th match. We're going to end it at 138 pounds. It'll be Hedinga and Einerson to decide the duel meet, barring a pin here by Ben Campbell. I say pin or technical fall. I don't see a technical fall coming here in the final 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And on the other mat, Wausau, Holman and Hartford's going to come down to that last match as well. That's going to be a 27-25 dual meet heading into the last match. Well, here we go to the third period. Kostrowski's going to go down. Campbell going to that crossbody ride. See him trying to get that wrist control. Doing a nice job on top here. Again, Kostrowski. He would need and now we're going to get a stalling call on top. And yes, we did. Stalling warning on Campbell. And I think you see Scott Bennett's there at the bottom of your screen telling him to put him neutral. So we're going neutral, 3-1 now. Kostrowski could tie it up here, though, with a takedown. (3-1), 1 minute, 5 seconds to go. We're going to get I think we got blood time here for Campbell. Campbell has the one stalling warning against him, but he does have the 2-point lead. Looking at our next match, Einerson and Hedek as a rematch from the dual meet. Einerson won that one via pinfall. (26-24) Rapids leads. Again, a victory worth 3 team points. So right now you'd be looking, if this score holds, 29-24 Rapids. Hedinga would need a pin to give Wausau West the victory. All Keegan Einerson would have to do is not get pinned, and he's a state runner-up. So chances of that, you'd like your chances if you're a Rapids fan going into this last match if this score holds. Now Campbell, that's close to a takedown, and they go out of bounds. Had that head in the side. 44 seconds to go. Campbell doing a nice job of forcing the action out of bounds. And there it is, a 2-point takedown for Campbell, and that should do it with 17 seconds to go. 5-1 lead for Ben Campbell. If this score holds for the last 15 seconds, it's going to be a 5-point Rapids lead heading into our final match. And here we go. There's the escape. Time's going to run out. 5-2, Ben Campbell. Here we go. Stage is set for our final match of the morning. Well, here we go to decide a spot in the state finals. Keegan Einerson, the state runner-up. Nate Hedinga, the 5th place finisher. Both wrestlers defeated by the eventual state champ, Travis Smith of Bradley Tech, both 1-point losses. But unfortunately for Nate Hedinga, he's going to need more than a 1-point loss. He has to pin Einerson to win it for his team. Einerson, though, working for that first takedown. And we're going to have a stalemate back to neutral, 1:17 to go. Front headlock position now by Einerson. Einerson, one of the few Rapids wrestlers today to actually wrestle, with this entire weekend really, to wrestle at his natural weight. So much shifting of the lineup due to a couple of Rapids starters being out, but Einerson staying put here at 138 pounds. As is Hedinga, Wausau West dealing with some injuries on their side, so they've had to do some shifting as well. And another stalemate, 27 seconds to go. No points here. We're going to end this first period scoreless at 0-0. Second period now, Einerson will go down. And that's it, folks. Hartford Union in the thinnest of margins, 30-25, has just defeated Holman. What a great dual meet over there. Hartford Union moving on to the state championship matchup tonight. Great, great dual meet. Right now it is Wisconsin Rapids, perhaps 3 minutes away from going for the four-peat. Keegan Einerson can avoid being pinned here. He's got the 1-point lead right now. Again, Hedinga has to pin Einerson, the only chance Wausau West has to win the dual meet. Well, congratulations to the Hartford Union Orioles, ranked 6th in the state. It appears that barring a pinfall here in the final 2 minutes, it's going to be 1 versus 6. Unless Nate Hedinga can come up with a big pin here in the final 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Ten seconds remaining in this second period. Einerson hanging on to the 1-0 lead. Just the escape, the difference in this one. So we go third period. Hedinga with the choice. He will go down to tie it up. But again, a victory is not enough, as Wausau West down 5 right now. Hedinga still got to wrestle your game. wrestle your match and try and do what you know, tie it up, and then maybe catch a turn here. Looking ahead, if it is Rapids and Hartford, how about some of the matchups tonight, depending on where you shift? Hartford with 3 state finalists a week ago and Rapids 7. Hennis and Becker, the state champs. Bobby Knockreiner, the state runner-up. So congratulations to Steve Best. Congratulations to Coach Jason Lulliff and the Holman Vikings. What a season for them. Dealing with some injuries, some tragedy all season long. Of course, the terrible accident with the All-State wrestler Ben Fears to get all the way to the state semifinals. Congratulations to Holman. Here we go, tied at 1, 45 seconds to go. Will it be the defending state champs in the state final, or can Wausau West, can Nate Henninga pull the shocker here? He needs a pin in the final 36 seconds. .25 to go. Henninga in on the shot. Down to 10. Henninga with no signal yet. Henninga with the takedown. But that's not going to matter. Wisconsin Rapids is going back to the state championship match. 29-27. Great win by Henninga over the state runner-up Einerson, but it does not matter. It'll be Rapids and Hartford, the champs. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't easy, but Rapids in the finals yet again. 29-27, 6 o'clock tonight to take on Hartford Union. A reminder, folks, join us back here at 1 o'clock on FoxSportsWisconsin.com. We've got semifinal action in Divisions 2 and 3. We will see you at 1 o'clock here on FoxSportsWisconsin.com.
Wrestlers and coaches of Madison to quickly vacate the locker room.